Hello, hello, hello. I literally just ran onto the chair. Probably like a mess, but whatever. Hello, hello. I'm gonna sneeze. Did you know that's like the rule of Facebook? If you're gonna go live, you're gonna sneeze like within the first 30 seconds. Hello you guys. Hello, good afternoon. So I just got back from Vegas. Yes, I did. I just got back from Vegas. I'm feeling all fancy. No, I didn't get that in Vegas. I don't know why I even said that. I just got back from Vegas last night, and so I was doing some reflecting this morning. And I thought, I need to pop on here and talk about my why. And I'm kicking it old school. I am kicking it old school. I'm not going all fancy. I'm not in my office. Sometimes I do fancier videos and I'll be in my office or whatever. I'm doing this old school like I used to do back in the day. Y'all remember I used to do all my videos here in the kitchen. I used to do all my pictures and all of my videos before we did lives, all happened right here. And actually, I feel like I need to scoot back. Like I'm sitting on the phone right now. Hold on. That's better. That's better. Give me some space. Y'all are in my bubble. No, I'm kidding. So I thought I would do this in my kitchen. So, and I have a kid home sick from school today, so I kind of like being upstairs just in case she needs me. So I didn't write anything down, okay? Hey, Caitlin. I didn't write anything down. I'm not going off of a script. I'm hoping my 40-year-old brain will remember history, like the way, the actual order in which all of this happened. So let's talk about my why. I joined 4.5 years ago. You guys all know who I'm with, right? And if you don't, I'm with Younique. You guys, come on. I'm always, I'm the crazy lash lady. So I've been with Younique. It'll be 5 years actually. April or May, somewhere in there. I joined for what reason? I don't know. I honest to goodness don't know. Everyone always says you always have a reason behind an action, right? I don't know what my reason is. Not gonna lie. So if you ever make a decision about something and then you can't justify it with the why, don't feel bad. It happens to all of us. So at the time, I had an aunt in the business and she kept hounding me about the mascara. You gotta buy the mascara. You gotta try the mascara. Gotta buy the mascara. I didn't want the mascara. I didn't need mascara. I was good, okay? So Walmart and I had a really good makeup relationship happening and I was cool. And then finally she said, well, I think she just knows me really well. And she was like, you are so cheap. I am just sending you the mascara. So she sent me the mascara. And I liked it. For some crazy reason, I let her talk me into joining. I did. So why you ask? I don't know. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had 3 little kids. At the time, all of my kids were under the age of, do the math, 4, okay? All of my kids were under the age of 4. But truly, I'm gonna say they were all under, I feel like they were all under 3. I don't even think they were 4 yet. I think they were all, yes, of course, they would have all been under 3. So I had 3 little kids. Like I said, I was at home. I had no outlet. I wasn't part of a mommy's group. I was at home. I was at home all day, every day with 3 little kids. We also, at the time, I don't think we had finished or completed our adoption of my son. So we also had a lot of commotion in our house because we were still involved with DSHS and there was just a lot of stuff happening at the time. If you've ever been a foster parent or adopted through foster care, you know that the minute you opt to do that, you're an open book. I mean, people are in and out of your house all the time. So my schedule was insane. My schedule was insane. And the idea of bringing something else into my life at that point was unfathomable, really. We had therapy appointments out the wazoo, doctor's appointments, in and out of the hospital for different procedures. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So as much as I needed an outlet, it really was not the best time to do it. So I bought the kit. You know, I was like, ooh, do I hit the button? Do I hit the button? And then I hit the button and I was like, oh my gosh, I hit the button, right? So I bought the kit and I remember instantly having regret. Like instantly, you guys, instant regret. I thought, what in the world did I just do? Who am I to be spending $99 on makeup? And that's how I saw it. Like I wasn't seeing it as a business opportunity. I just saw it as I had spent $99 on myself. And anybody who has kids knows kids are expensive. So I wasn't working. So there was some guilt there. I remember running to my husband and I was like, oh geez, I gotta tell you something. I'm kind of embarrassed. I can't believe I actually did this. So I told him I had just signed up with this company that nobody had heard of because, you know, hey Ash, because, you know, 5 years ago, nobody who knew who Younique was, right? We didn't know who that was. So I went running to my husband and I was like, oh my gosh, I just signed up for this direct sales company. Do not laugh at me. You know, like literally that's how I said it. I was so embarrassed to even tell him I did it because let's face it, I was close to 40 years old. I had never done direct sales, never. I had no desire. It was not on the radar. Nope. I was that girl. Nope. So he looked at me, he rolled his eyes and he was all sucker, right? Like that's what I'm not gonna lie, that's what he said. Or it may have been a little different than that, but that was the gist of it. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna work it for a business. I was just, you know, it's a good deal on the makeup. So I walked away and I thought, oh, I gotta make my 99 bucks back. So back then, you know, you spent the $99 and you got whatever was in the kit and, you know, that was that. Nowadays, like right now, if you bought the kit, you can actually make your 99 back, so it's not even like you're investing. It's crazy. When I say make it back, like you get the money back. It's crazy. But back in the day, they didn't do that for us. So I remember he walked away and I was like, I've got to make that money back. I had such guilt about spending that money. So I went ahead and I did a launch party. And within that week, because the launch party is like 10 days, within that, probably even 7 days, I had made the $100 back. And I'm like, okay, I can now close this chapter of my life and move on, right? Like I made my money back, I'm done. And my launch party ended. And for those of you that don't know, a launch party just means like you've started your business. It's like a grand opening. Like if you had a retail shop, it's like having a grand opening. That's all it is. So it was over and I was hanging up my hat because I was done. And somebody sent me a message and was like, oh, I want to do one of those mascara parties. And I'm all, what? You want to do what? With me? Why would you want to do that? I'm not even in the business. And it was just interesting because stuff just started coming at me. People started messaging me. They knew I was, because of the launch party, they knew I was in the business and they were wanting to do parties. And I will never forget, like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't even know, into me joining. You guys, and you have to understand, my social circle was like, it was small, okay? It was very small. At the time, I probably had maybe 100 Facebook friends, okay? My world was really little. If you've ever had children, you know that when your kids are little, you kind of alienate yourself a little bit. Unless you're really good about being in mommy groups, your world becomes very, very small. You guys, I gotta blow my nose. I'm not gonna lie, okay? We're girlfriends talking, right? Hang out with me. Hold on, hold on. Okay, I'm back, you guys. I went outside right before I did this, and it is like 20 degrees outside, and then I came in, and if you live in a cold climate, you know that means instant, like, okay, so my world was really, really small, and, hi, Mrs. Levitt, hey, Amy, hi, Debbie, gosh, all these people popped on, I didn't even realize. Okay, so, 2 weeks after I hit join, somebody reached out to me, and she's like, it's a new company. I want in on this. And I'm like, in on what? Because you guys, I was so oblivious to direct sales. I didn't even know what the heck she was talking about. I'm like, in on what? And she's like, do you realize what you're sitting on? And I'm all, a chair? You know, like I had no clue. So she hopped on my team. She had done this business before. She had hopped on my team and I was like, well, crud. Somebody joined me. Now I can't quit, I guess. So time went by, and the ball just started rolling. And I thought, okay, you know what? If I can make some money to get my nails done, which I think I don't even do anymore, but that was my thing back then. I thought, if I can make some money to get my nails done every month, if I can maybe get a cup of coffee, not from my coffee maker, but like a true coffee stand, and maybe like a new shirt or something every month. That might be kind of cool, right? Like no guilt money. Anyway, so that was kind of my thought. And that happened really fast. Really fast. So at that point, I thought, okay, cool. You know, I'm living the life, right? I'm living large. I'm able to get a cup of coffee and my nails done every month. Oh my gosh, you guys. Wow, have times changed. So my mindset was that way for a while. A year into it, I had a reality moment where I thought, oh dear God, I have been out of work, like the true workforce, for at that point, 4, 5, probably 5 years. And I was realizing I maybe only had 3 more years of kids at home and me being able to justify being at home and not making money. And so I panicked because I thought, what am I gonna do? I was a personal trainer prior to my kids. And at that point, I had already let my certification go. So, you know, no biggie, I could have been recertified. But it's not where my heart was anymore. I used to love doing that, but it wasn't where I was mentally at that point. So I thought, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And whatever I do, because we had already said these kids weren't gonna be daycare kids, you know? So I needed a job that I could work basically 9 to 2:30. Well, where are you gonna find that? So it was about a year into this journey that I thought, am I sitting on something? Is this an actual possibility? And I decided to go for it. Work it as a business. I was working it as a business back when, because we were so new, you guys, I was working it as a business in a way that people hadn't really seen before, you know? I was willing to put myself out there. I was willing to take selfies. Hey, Michelle. I was, two Michelles, Michelle Holden and Michelle Bullen. Wow. I was willing to do videos. You guys remember them? Like, they were bad. I was gonna say I did lives, but we didn't have lives back then, okay? But I thought, I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it, and if it's meant to be, it's going to go boom, right? And if it's meant to be, I might be able to make, you know, whatever. I guess in my head, I had already told myself whatever job I was gonna have when my kids went back to school, pretty much was gonna be a minimum wage job because of my limited time to offer the employer. So I wasn't gonna go off and be, you know, I don't know, a brain surgeon from 9 to 2:30. I mean, it's not gonna work. So I realized whatever I did was gonna be part-time pay, or was gonna be minimum wage pay. Let's get real, coffee stand, whatever. So I went for it. Here's what happened. Y'all sitting down? Here's what happened. I'm gonna try and make this one quick, because I've already been rambling. It was 15, what year is it now? 19? So 18, 17, 16. I'm thinking it was 2016. I could be wrong. It could have been 2015, but I think it was 2016. So I was what we call a pink status presenter, which means I had a team. It wasn't a big team. It was a small team. It was less than 20 for sure, maybe 10. I maybe had 10 people on my team. And, you know, we were doing our minimum to maintain. And I was sitting here one day in my living room, and I was working away. I had my computer on, and I started getting these weird spots in my eyes. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously? Sorry. I started getting these really weird spots in my eyes, and I was like, whoa, what the heck? And actually it was one eye, and it was in the outer corner of my eye. And I'm like, what is that? And like the best way I can describe it, it's like the game Tetris. You guys remember the game Tetris? Where it was like blocks. Everything was getting blocks pixelated. And I thought, oh, I've been staring at the computer screen too long. I probably need to step away. And the blocks, the pixelation got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I started feeling nauseous, and I was like, whew, what the heck is going on? And then I looked down at my hand, and I think it was this finger, or my middle finger, I don't remember now. My finger was as blue as my blue jeans. Blue, you guys. If you've ever seen a body part be blue, it's enough to send you into an instant panic attack. So I had 3 little kids here. And then, so I had 3 little kids here. My finger was blue. I couldn't see out of my eye. It was all becoming pixelated. And I mean, what are you gonna do? You are gonna panic a little bit. And I was super nauseous, and all I could think was, I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke. I'm not even 40, and I'm having a stroke. So I called my husband, and I was like, babe, I think I'm having a stroke. Probably not what your husband wants to hear. So the man got here in like no time. Don't ask me how he did it. And I spent the next, that was November. That was literally right after Thanksgiving. I spent all of December, all of January, all of February, and I think all of March in a medical bubble. Okay, you guys, I was working my Y business the whole time. Okay, I was working my Y business the whole time. It's probably what saved me. I mean, the truth is, it probably is what saved me. So they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They had labeled it as, yes, I had a stroke. So, and then the issue was, why did this young woman have a stroke? So then they were trying to keep me safe from having another stroke. So I will never forget, it was January now, and I literally was sitting in a hospital bed, and I was having a procedure, and I was having a, I think it was my bubble test, I don't remember. I had a 4-port IV looking thing that came out of this arm, and there were literally like 4 ports, and it got hooked up to all different types of stuff, and they were injecting me with, I don't even remember anymore, it doesn't matter, so it doesn't matter. But I remember I had just signed a death waiver. I just signed a death waiver for myself because the procedure I was having was super safe, yet super risky. You gotta love hospital talk, right? Don't worry, you'll be fine. But if you're not fine, it's gonna instantly kill you, right? So I had just signed it and I was trying not to panic. And so I turned my phone on because you guys know I run my business out of my phone. Yes, I do. Hey, Norma. So I turned my phone on and I thought, well, I'm gonna see what's going on in my office, see what, everyone's doing, see where we're at. It was getting close towards the end of the month. And I looked down and I had no anticipation of this happening, because to go from pink to what our next level is, which is blue, you double, okay? So all of your numbers double. And I'm sitting there in the hospital and I look down and my team, I say my team because I didn't do anything. My team had promoted me to the next level. And I mean, it gives me chills just thinking about it because I wasn't working. Okay, now the tissue, not for the nose now. I had such an amazing group of women that stood behind me and were rallying for me. And they got us promoted to blue. And I sat there in that chair in that moment and I said, I'm done living small. And I am going to treat this as a business. Yes, I had been working it, but that was my defining moment of what this was about. My team rallied behind me and changed my life. And I realized in that moment it was time for me to do the same for others. So I said, that's it, I'm done. I'm done living small. I need everybody to know what I do. So about a month later, it was January, February, March, somewhere in March or April, I was actually having a random MRI because they wanted to calculate how much damage had been done to the brain for this stroke that I had had 4 months prior. And so they go in and they see, well, anyways, it doesn't matter. So during the MRI, they found a tumor in my brain. And they realized that my stroke wasn't a stroke at all. My stroke was actually, it's a very small tumor. But it was this tumor, the way it sits, it sits between my optic nerve. So it probably had placed pressure on the optic nerve, which is what caused the eye to pixelate. And it wedged itself in a way that it was causing the flow of blood to just, it just caused an issue with the flow of blood, which is what caused my finger to turn blue. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Is that not? Your body is amazing. And it's amazing how a little malfunction can cause all that wonkiness. So, anyways, so I have a tumor, whatever. whatever. So that was in April, I think. And I just went big. I went big at that point. It was probably because I was in a life-defining moment, something like that really changes your thoughts. And then to have, like I said, this group of women rally behind me just blew me away. It was nothing like I had. I'm not used to that. So that following fall, we promoted again to what is considered leadership level in my company. And that was a really exciting moment. And I remember hitting it. Like we were gearing up for it, right? To become a leader in a company, if you've ever done direct sales, you're running, you're pushing for it. It doesn't just happen, you're going, right? And I remember we did it. And then I remember being terrified, because it meant I was really in it at that point. I had really stepped in it, So fast forward another year, I promoted another level, and that's that. So my why has evolved throughout the course of my journey. Originally it was, like I said, to get my nails done. It was to get my, cup of coffee, maybe a new shirt or something during the month. And then it evolved to realizing that at some point I was going to have to go back to work. And I felt so left behind, you guys, so left behind. My skill set was gone. What I had done prior, I didn't have the passion to do anymore. So I was scared. I was seriously scared. And so, my why went from the nails and the coffee to, okay, I have to make this work. I have to turn this into something where I don't have to go back to work. I want to be home with my kids all through their school, all through high school. Even if they don't want me here, I plan on being here. So it evolved to that. And, fast forward another year and a half, 2 years, and my why is so different from even that. I mean, yes, that is still part of my why. I do not anticipate going back to work. But now my why is just so much greater. What I have experienced, the blessings in my life, the way women have rallied around me, I want everybody else to feel that. So my why is just so different now. It is me wanting to tell as many women as I can about this opportunity, to have them feel what I have felt. That type of support is just so not common. It is not common in the workforce. It is not common in the social world. I mean, it's just what I have, what we have as Y sisters, which is what we call each other. It's just the most special thing. I now have, and I always hate saying this because I hate making this me, because this has nothing to do with me. My, of course, is it Renetta? I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Renetta, of course. Oh, your little picture hadn't popped up. Now I see who this is. Yes, okay. My team, which, like I said, I hate to say my because is now over 600 people. I have three leaders, but I've had nothing to do with that. I've had nothing to do with that. This has all been about women sharing with other women and women supporting other women. If you had asked me 5 years ago if I thought for a second I would have a company, because that, I mean, it does come down to that. I have a business. I have a company. If you would have told me 5 years ago, at a time in my life when I probably felt the ugliest, the emptiest, I just felt beat up 5 years ago. If you had told me then that I would be running a company that does, I just did the math and it's like, I was within dollars, like literally a couple dollars. Our company, not Younique, my company, my business, did just a couple dollars shy of $400,000 in 2018. If you had told me that 4.5 years ago, I would have said you were smoking something. Because I never for a second thought I was capable of anything that amazing. I wasn't worthy of it. I wasn't capable of it. It wasn't in my genes. Nothing about my life would have led me to think that that would have been okay. Anyways, I just feel like I'm rambling now, you guys. Anyways, like I said, I had to get on here. I've had a few days of self-reflection. I was able to get away from my house for a few days because for those that have continued to follow me and those that know me, my kiddos are my world. They are my world. I put everything into them. I have 3 special needs kids. That's challenging. That is challenging. I am able to run that type of a company, being at home with 3 special needs kids. When does that ever happen? That is really hard to come by, you guys. I spend more time in doctor's offices, hospitals, labs, schools than I do working my business. And I've been blessed. I have been blessed. So often, right before people join, they always say, I can't do what you do. I don't have enough time. My life is so busy. My life is so crazy. I've got too much on my plate as it is. And I just, in my head, I laugh because I think to myself, girl, if you only knew. If you only knew. It's changed a little bit now. Last year, before the miracle of buses, I was spending in the winter 2 hours a day on the road, just taking my kids to and from one school. So mix that in with a doctor's appointment or whatever else. My actual work days are really small, you guys. It does not take a lot of time to build a robust business. It doesn't. And I am so beyond excited because big things are shifting within my company this year, and it's going to be one heck of a year for anyone who has been with the business and anybody getting in now. What is about to happen in my business, in my company, is unbelievable. Unbelievable. In the 4.5 years that I've been with Younique, I have never been this excited. I've never thought to myself, the potential I thought I had is like the tip of the iceberg. I would not be surprised if at the end of this year, my company's sales double. It is going to be an insane year. I'm excited. Anyways, like I said, I'm just rambling at this point, but I just wanted to let you guys know that is why I do what I do. I have been afforded such an opportunity with this company. You guys know, you've seen me go on free trips. I just got back from one. It's just, if you know somebody who, is going to have to go back into the workforce and they don't know what to do, if you know somebody who's needing a second income, if you know somebody who is just at a point in their life where they're needing not even the money, but the fulfillment aspect, this is so for them. This is so for them. I'm gonna get out of here because my kiddo, who's home sick, and I didn't have to call in sick because I work from home, is awake. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go take care of her. If this speaks to you, you guys, reach out to me. this is an amazing opportunity. My family's been blessed. I can't say enough. My family's been blessed. You've watched my journey over the past 4 years. You've seen my evolution. I don't even physically look like the same person I did 4.5 years ago. I mean, that in itself is mind-blowing. Anyways, if it speaks to you, please share it. If it speaks to you, please reach out to me. It's an incredible time to get involved. Like I said, back in the day, you were out $99. At this point, can't remember if it's just this month, I don't remember. I'd have to look back into it. But they're giving you your money back. Your investment money, your $99, they're giving it back to you. It's crazy. And February 1st, everything changes for us because we have something huge coming. Something scientific and huge. And if you're wondering why I'm glowing, that's part of it. Okay, guys, have an amazing day. Love you.